Uh, Hey guys, Mike here, and in this video I go over a training I did for the team a little earlier today on a technique that I use to get 10 sales a week with no ads, no social media, no pitching friends and family, no nothing like that. You can do a completely cold market, no list, no nothing. Works extremely well. You can use it to promote, sell anything you want really at the end of the day. It's not just for network marketing, not just for any kind of just direct sales, like literally anything it works for. It works online, offline. And if you do want to see the full version of the training, there'll be a link in the description, link at the end of the video. And I hope you enjoy. This is a lot of gold nuggets dropped here, so enjoy. See you there. So, lesson 2, how to naturally progress a conversation through pain points that you can use as ammo. This is how to pique interest. We call this F.O.R.M. This is what I was taught. So, what does it stand for? People are probably wondering on all the announcement, what does F.O.R.M. stand for? It stands for family. It stands for occupation. It stands for recreation. And it stands for motivation and or money. So let's break these down. Why does F.O.R.M. work too? F.O.R.M. works because everyone has an invisible sign hanging from their neck saying, make me feel important. Never forget this message in working with people. We are in network marketing. We are in a people-based business. This is a quote from Mary Kay Ash I got out of a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Everyone wants to feel important. So if you get them talking about themselves, you'll make them feel important. That's what F.O.R.M. does. F.O.R.M. gets them to open up naturally to you. F.O.R.M. allows you to progress a conversation with structure. And it's not going to feel structured to them. And it's not an exact script. And the fact of the matter is people don't care what you know until they know that you care. So if you go pitching them without trying to find anything out about them, they don't give a shit. This is why if you're an inbox warrior on Facebook and you just inbox people out of the blue and you don't try and build a relationship with them, you just start asking about their business and stuff, they know it's a pitch and they have their defenses up. And then people are like, I can't sell it through inboxes. Don't be an inbox warrior. Show me care first. Make a friend. Make a connection. It's about networking. It's not about sales. Steve, I heard about that in the 90s classic. Yeah, it's been information for a long time. I just want to make sure our team knows it because it's a way to market so authentically and genuinely with like structure. But again, it's not a script. And this quote's from Theodore Roosevelt. So if you want people to be genuinely interested in you and what you're doing, you need to show genuine interest in them first. Keyword first. You give and then you receive. Don't think you're going to receive and give. Everyone has this entitlement mentality. It does not work. If you want to be successful in business and you want to have that mentality, your one belief is on this side that's going to help you win, and your other belief is on this side that's going to hold you down like a ball and chain. You cannot succeed holding on to that belief. You need to show interest in people first. I'm sure everyone on this call knows who Gary Vaynerchuk is. Jab, 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 right hook. Value, 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 pitch. Interest, 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 pitch. See what he's doing? It's the same thing. Same thing, different way. So, family. So how could this start? You could ask them about their family. You could ask them where they're from. So let's say I'm out for dinner and there's a waitress and, she's just, serving me. And I ask her, were you born and raised here? Super simple question, especially for, someone like a waiter or a waitress where you're going to have a lot of interactions. Super easy. Even if you're talking to a cashier, look, you've got great energy about you. Are you from around here? Low defense question. No one's going to put their guard up hearing this question. As long as you're not coming across creepy, like, oh, were you born and raised here? Oh, don't be a creep. You'll be fine, right? And if they've already told you that they came here for school, work, or family, well, you found out what brought them here. Well, where'd you come from then? What do you like about home? Just talk about their family and where they're from. Just questions about that. Again, not an exact script. Just whatever flows in the conversation at the time. Oh, I see you like horses. You used to do horseback riding when you were young. Did your family put you in it or did you go in it yourself? It's just being a friend. right? But there's structure now behind it. Does this make sense for everyone so far? People seeing how you can build rapport, but it's not an exact script? Yes. Samuel, yes. Jennifer, yes. Perfect. So here's the point, though. Everyone's probably thinking, yeah, so we're talking, what's the point here? When you're using F.O.R.M, your goal is to find pain points, 2 to 3 pain points. And you want to make a mental note of them as you go through the conversation. The goal of F.O.R.M is when you remember what it means is you can just rotate through them. Like I just asked them a question about their family and conversation just got stale. I'll move on to occupation. Okay, that got stale. I'll move on to recreation. And you just cycle through it until you find 2 to 3 pain points. That's the goal, 2 to 3 pain points. Because that's what they want to hear. So, conversation got stale, paused up. Okay, let's ask them about occupation. Find out what they do for work. So let's say, same example, I'm with that waiter or waitress. I ask, is this all you do? Or is this a second gig? Are you in school? Like, what's going on? Naturally, people like to talk about themselves. They're going to open up. If they respond that it's primary or secondary to another job or secondary to school, it just opens up more avenues to talk about. Oh, what are you taking in school? Oh, what's your other job? Oh, why do you have 2 jobs? Is it about money? Boom, you could get a pain point. Yeah, I want to make more money, so I just work like crazy. Pain point, boom, got it. Or, yeah, I'm at school and I'm trying to pay for my student loans and I'm just trying to pay for school while I'm in it, so I'm working this job, but it doesn't give me time to study. Don't have time to study, pain point. Can't pay for my student loans, pain point. This all making sense so far? People getting how this naturally pushes the conversation to pain points? Does it start to make sense here? This is really powerful stuff. Like this changed my business. I went from 2 personal signups to 10 a week overnight. It's insane. You can also ask them things. Is this your end goal? Like, let's say it's a bank teller or something. Is this your end goal? Do you want to be a bank teller? Do you want to do something else? What's your goal? Is this what you want to do for a career? Is this a stepping stone? They'll tell you. If you're friendly, they will tell you. It's sinking in very nice. Hot sauce. Pain is a very powerful emotion. Exactly. And the great thing is you can find these out without bringing up that pain point. Like I can find out they want more money and time for school without them feeling that really negative emotion right there, right? Like they might feel it a bit when they say that, but they're still gonna be nice and friendly. 10 signups all done online. But here's the thing. You can use this online. This is just how to be natural in conversation. You can make friends in Facebook groups and start asking them stuff about them. Like, hey, I see you like fishing on your profile. That's cool. And start a conversation with them. This is just how to progress a conversation, whether you're doing it in person, whether you're doing it online. It's just how to progress a conversation without being a salesman. And you're going to see how to progress to your pitch without feeling like a salesman at all, and with feeling like you're doing them a favor. Because at the end of this, if you do it right, you feel like you are blessing them. It's powerful. But yeah, you can do 10 signups online. You can do it offline. You can do it at the grocery store down the street. You can do it anywhere. Gas station, Facebook group, meetup, anything. So other things for occupation. Maybe they say, you know, I just want to earn X, or I want to help people, and they're not sure how they can do that yet. They haven't seen an avenue for it yet. Or it's something they think they can receive from what they're currently doing. Then you ask, well, is what you're currently doing moving you towards that goal? And then you repeat the exact same goal they said to you. This is important. This shows you're listening. This shows you care. Remember, they don't care what you know until they know that you care. If you say, oh, is that getting you closer to that goal you got? As opposed to, is that getting you closer to that goal of making 6 figures so you can help support your family? You said your grandma was sick in the hospital. Is this getting you closer? Which one makes you think they're going to respond better? And what one makes you think that they're going to be like, wow, this person's actually paying attention to me? Out of those 2 responses. Obviously the second one. Like it's a no-brainer. They're going to think, wow, he's actually gives a shit about me. No one ever in my life repeats stuff. How many times have you been at a grocery store or having a conversation with anyone in your regular day life and they've actually repeated something to you? Rarely, if ever. But when they do, it's like, whoa, you actually listen, like 100%. Weird. It feels weird when someone listens 100% because people don't do it. That's where we can be different. So to transition into recreation, you can use something like this. And this was honestly my favorite line to use back then. So this is what you do for work. Well, what do you do for fun? What do you do on the weekend? What do you do on your time off? So that's where we jump in to recreation. People love talking about things they enjoy. So what do they do in their spare time? What are their hobbies? What do they do on their time off? People love talking about themselves, and they love talking about things they love. So find it, peek for it, trigger it, and then go on it. If someone is talking about a passion, they will think you are one of the greatest people because you made them talk about that passion, and they're going to associate that feel-good feeling they're feeling right now with you because you made them feel it. That builds so much subconscious rapport, I cannot even explain it. Like, this is NLP, guys. This isn't just like a couple questions. These are NLP coded into this. This is why this has been working for dozens and dozens of years. This is not new. People just seem to forget about it from time to time. So let's say you're in their office or their workspace. You can look for pictures or hints of what they enjoy. Maybe there's a medal on the wall for soccer, or maybe there's a medal for curling. Maybe there's a medal for golf. There's a picture of them and their family horseback riding. Hey, is that your family? Oh, do you guys go horseback riding often? It is so easy. Once you just remember those four letters and you can just cycle it, it's so easy to keep a conversation going. You go from going, what should I say next, to knowing it instantly and making the conversation about them. If you have a conversation, 80% of the conversations about them, they will think you are the coolest person in the world. And you didn't even say anything. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. But that's what NLP can do. So yeah, I see you're a golfer. Is that your family? Always try to find things that you can relate to so you can go in depth with your questions. While you're probing, find something you actually like. If you guys both like gaming, if you guys both like fencing, if you guys both like race cars, if you both like sports team, like a certain sports team or a certain sport, find something you actually genuinely like, because now that conversation could go on for 15 minutes and you guys just shoot back and forth your own opinions in that field. But when you leave that conversation, he is going to feel, or she is going to feel this close to you. They'll feel like your new best friend. And I'm sure you guys have had that. Have you not been in a situation where you're with someone else or some other people in a room and it kind of feels awkward? No one's really talking yet. No one's really introduced themselves. No one's broken the ice. And then one thing happens and one person laughs or like, oh yeah, I love that kind of stuff. And then the other person says, oh, I love that stuff. And then everyone in the room finds out they love that. And all of a sudden everyone's best friends. That's what this effect is. You can force that effect. It's crazy. And this is how you can just probe till you can do it. Oh, I have a daughter too. Oh, I love horseback riding too. My uncle's a horseback rider. Oh, my brother, he races cars. He's got this really cool car. You'd probably love him. Like, it's insane what this can do. These F.O.R.M. It's insane. But again, it's not a certain script. You don't ask question 1. You don't ask question 2. You don't ask questions. It's how the conversation goes. And if it gets stale, swap to the next letter. If you can't think of anything to say, swap to the next letter. And I just remember a few key questions for each of them, and I just rotate a conversation. It's so natural now that when I'm just out talking to people, I just naturally do this. And I'll go through conversation, but oh, they actually just gave me 2 pain points. Hey, would you be interested? And then I'll tell you how that pitch comes out. I don't want to say it yet, reveal it yet, but it's crazy. Getting all this information so easily without them knowing it. Yeah, like Steve said, very organic flow. So, last point, motivation or money. Find out their motivation for their career. What drives them to do what they do? If they aren't doing what they want currently, what is stopping you from going after that goal of being a nurse? What's stopping you from going after that goal of helping X amount of people? What's stopping you from going after that goal of earning X amount a year? What's stopping you? Pain point. You're going to get a pain point right there. Whammy, pain point. And it's with low defenses. Imagine if I started just inboxing someone and be like, hey bro, you make $100K a year yet? No. Well, what's stopping you? they're going to block the fuck out of me. But if I do this in an organic conversation like this, no guard, no defenses up, no shields. They're going to give me a real answer. It's very powerful. And if they mention time or money, like I just said, pain points, hardcore pain points. So what would you want to earn if you could? What kind of lifestyle would you want if you could have whatever lifestyle you wanted? What would you go for? What would you work for? What would you be willing to work for? So what's the goal of all of these questions, right? It's to find those 2 to 3 pain points. And you want to find them before you bring up anything business related. Nothing business related until you find these points. Very, very important. You don't even want to say, like, if they're like, yeah, what do you do? Just be like, oh yeah, I just build businesses online or something, right? Don't say, oh yeah, I'm a network marketer and I'm growing this company called Tradera. They are instantly putting their guard up because you know what they think now? Next message is, hey, you want to check out my video? Don't talk about business before you have these pain points, period. So important. You will cockblock yourself if you do. Then we will word your approach to be the solution to their pain points. Notice the difference there? When you're throwing out, hey, you want to make X amount of money? Hey, you want this time freedom? You're throwing out, it's like fishing with bait on a hook. So you're saying time freedom's this bait hook. You know, extra money is this bait hook. And that might not be what's going to catch the fish in front of you. But when you find their pain points, they're literally saying, if you use this bait and this bait, I will bite. I will bite right now. Entirely different approach. So how do we do that? How do we translate those pain points into a message that will guarantee 99% of the people will view the information? I kid you not. I've done this to thousands of people. And if I get to the end, this step, I think I've had 2 people say no out of like at least a couple thousand. I kid you not, 99% of people will say yes if you do this properly. So transitioning to your offer, pull back those pain points from your mental notes. If you don't have at least 2 or 3, you should not do this step. Again, go back to F.O.R.M until you do. Transition your offer to match the solution to their pain points. So let's go over 2 examples here to show you guys. Because again, I don't have an exact script for this, right? This is always off the top now. And that's how it should be, because it's natural. Example 1, we have Sally. She is a student and she is a waitress part-time. Her pain points, school is hard to pay for. Not enough time to do school and work. She wants to see more family. I don't even have this part written down. I'm going to wing it off the top for you guys. So I'd say, hey, Sally, you know, I just want to be real with you for a minute. Is that cool? She's like, yeah, sure, Mike. Especially after we just had that conversation. Why would she not say yes there, right? So, you know, I don't typically do this. And I couldn't help but hear, that's key. If you want a script, right here. I couldn't help but hear you said it's hard to pay for your school, and while you're working to pay for your school, it's not giving you enough time to actually work on your school, and above all that, you really want to see your family. Is that true, Sally? Why would she not say yes right there? And every time she says yes, it's a micro commitment. Every time you get someone to say yes, they're subconsciously more likely to say yes the next time. So when I just phrase it like that, and I'm being real with Sally now, Sally's gonna be like, yeah, man, actually, to be honest, that's how I feel right now. Yeah, I don't know what to do with it. And we're going to have a real moment, right? I just forced a real moment, but it's still a real moment. It's not fabricated. You know what I mean? It's still authentic. I'm going to say, so what if I knew a way where, you know, you could get more time to work on your school, you can make a little bit more money without working here, and it could lead to you spending more time with your family? Would you be okay seeing something if it could give you that? Who the fuck is going to say no? Like, seriously, guys, sorry for the swearing in this. I really want people to get the power of this presentation. Who is going to say no to that? Do you think Sally even has an ounce of her body that is willing to say no to that offer? Yeah, Sharon, this is going to be posted on a team training page. Yeah, Sam, no one. Amanda, damn, I'd say yes. Exactly. If you pry for these pain points properly, no one is going to say no to that question. It is impossible. You just said everything you're having trouble with right now. I have a solution. I want 10 minutes of your time. Is that cool? And you were a friend first before you pitched this. And you said, hey, I don't typically do this, and I couldn't help but hear. That phrase is so important. If you don't say it like that, it will still sound like a pitch. When you say it like that, it's so powerful. You just gave us the keys to the city. It's all about next stepping properly, asking the proper probing questions. You want that information so you can use it when you need to. Exactly. It is so powerful. Now, like I said, I used to do this in person. I used to frequent a lot of certain places. And I have a few tips at the end that's really going to help you. Again, even with the lockdown, everything happened. You guys are still going to the store and stuff. This could be the cashier at your store. This could be a gas attendant pumping your car. Like, these conversations, if you push it, you can make it so easy. Like, my goal when I was doing this was I learned from a guy called Cesar Rodriguez. He had this thing called B10XB, be 10 times bolder. And what you do is you look at someone, and, you know, some of us will look there. Like, I've been there. I was there a lot. That's why I went through this training. Was I look at someone and be like, man, that guy, he's in the suit and stuff. I bet you he could crush this. And that's where it ends. I don't go talk to him. Because in my head, I'm thinking, should I go ask him? And then your head says, what if he says no? What if he shuts you down? And you get all these little rejection things. When you hear those, what Caesar said is, you have to, I wear these wristbands, because what he does is he goes like this, snaps his wrist. He's like, well, what if I was 10 times bolder? He snaps his wrist. So he attaches a negative feeling to that thought. That's an NLP thing, programming yourself. That's why I carry these around. I rarely ever use them anymore, but I use them a lot. I used to have red wrists from them. And I do that and be like, I flick it. What if I was 10 times bolder? Well, if I was 10 times bolder, I walk up to that guy and I'd say, nice shoes, dude. Where'd you get them? Nice suit. What make is that? And then you know what you have to do? You go out and do it. And if you don't, you flick your wrist again. You put a negative feeling with not doing it. Another super huge gem. My goal when I was prospecting, I go out an hour to a day to use this method. And my goal was to say something nice to every single person I walked by. Anyone that came within a 5-foot bubble of me, might have to do 10 feet now because, you know, social distancing, pandemic, whatever. But, you know, whoever came within my bubble, it was my goal to say something about them. Nice shoes, nice hat. I like your tattoo. And then when they replied, try and get in the F.O.R.M. That's it. That's all I did. I failed really hard for a few weeks, but then I succeeded hard. I was one of the top personal recruiters in my province. And all I was doing was this for a couple hours a day. I wasn't doing any social media, nothing. Like, it's crazy powerful, this technique. And again, it works for anything. If you have a solution to anyone's pain point, which that's what a real business is solving a problem. So if you're in a real business, you're solving a problem. So your business should be solving a pain point. If you can solve a pain point with your business, this method works. Period. If you find a person's 2 to 3 pain points that are really serious to them, they're going to say yes. So example 2, Jordan, he's a bank teller. Pain points. He wants to travel more. He already makes good money as a teller, but he doesn't get the time off. He wants to travel or just relax. And he wishes he could impact more people. He doesn't feel like he's doing that at his job. This one's super easy. So I was like, hey, Jordan, you know, I couldn't help but hear you said you wanted to travel more. You know, you obviously already make good money as a teller. Congratulations. That's awesome, bro. Good job getting something secure. But at the same time, this job security isn't allowing you to travel or have the time off you want. Did I hear that correctly? Yeah, you did. And I couldn't help but hear you said you wish you could impact more people. You don't feel like you're really doing that here. Is that true? Yeah, that's true. I feel that way. I told you that, yeah. Okay, Jordan. So, you know, I typically don't do this. And there's something about you, man. Like, you're really sharp-minded. Again, this is if I feel he's sharp-minded. If I feel he's slow, I'm not going to say this. Be truthful. Look for the gold. There's always something good you can say about everybody. I think Dale Carnegie teaches that. There's always something good to say. Look for the gold. There's always something good you can say about him. Find the genuine compliment. He'll know if it's genuine or not. Hey, Jordan, you're really sharp. I don't typically do this, but with how sharp you are and the kind of drive it seems you have, and you're not really getting that fulfilled here, If I knew a way you could travel more, you know, still make the same kind of money and not have to dedicate so much time to this job, so you can either just, you know, again, travel or relax, and it's something that would actually help you impact more people, even if it just started with a few. Is that something you'd be interested in checking out? You know, we need like 10 minutes of your time. Jordan's going to say yes. Jordan's been dying to hear that sentence. I guarantee you, the back of his mind has been dying for someone to save him. I just offered him savior. I just offered him a life raft. You guys getting this? Is everyone getting this? I want to see some responses in the chat here. Oh yeah, everyone's everyone's going crazy. So you see how you don't feel like a used car salesman by pitching them now, right? It doesn't even feel like a pitch. You're literally giving them an opportunity. Yeah, right there, Amanda. I naturally talk regular coffee shop baristas, and this one woman's always telling me she's a single mom, needs money. She's subconsciously telling you she needs help. That's what she's subconsciously telling you, Amanda. Now you just have to phrase your opportunity to match her cry for help. That's it. Yeah, I couldn't help but hear punchline. It is so powerful. It keeps defenses down. It works wonders. Find the pain and exploit it. It's not necessarily exploiting it because it's a real pain and you're actually helping them with it. Exploiting it would be taking advantage of them for your gain and not theirs. If your offer can genuinely help them, it's definitely not an exploit. So here's a few key points to help you increase your skills with this. Keep a track of your results. Right here, this was a black book I used to keep. Well, an example of one. I think my old one's thrown out. But I used to keep one of these in my pocket all the time. And every time I finished a conversation with someone, I would open it up. And I'd be like, Jordan, bank teller. He has 2 kids. One was named Susan. Other one was Ricardo. I don't know. Whatever it was. He wants more time to travel. Already makes good money. Wants to impact people. And I note that down. And guess what? Before I walk back into that bank, I open up my book and I go back over. Oh yeah, this is what Jonathan was like. And guess what? If I see Jonathan, I go up, hey, how's your kids? How's Sally and Ricardo? His mind is blown. No one remembers my kids' names unless they're a good friend of mine. You must subconsciously, he's like, you're a good friend of mine. This makes sense. People understand the power of that. This book is a blessing. It also helps you get your memory up. I kept the black book on everyone I had an interaction with. And I'd X them out if they ended up saying no, which never happened. They'd get X'd out after I presented them the opportunity and they say no, but that's how I kept it. I keep track of how far they were in the process, all in a little book in my pocket. Try to use their name often. Everyone's favorite word is their own name. Try to find things you actually enjoy as well and grow on those. If you genuinely like that topic, you will grow rapport a lot quicker. This is how you become instant friends with people. Try to repeat things they've said when it makes sense to show you are actually listening, like repeating their goals, repeating their kids' names. And you weren't just waiting to talk. Because here's the problem. Most people in a conversation are waiting for their turn to talk and they already know what they're going to say, which means they're not listening to what you're saying anymore. They're just waiting for you to shut up. This shows you actually weren't waiting to talk. This shows you were listening. One thing I was always taught too, before you start a before you respond after someone, take a, 1 Mississippi pause. Take a pause for a second. Don't respond right away. It might make them feel like they're getting cut off. Wait a second. Super powerful stuff here. And another thing, you're going to fail. When you first start doing F.O.R.M, you're going to fail. You're going to have awkward moments in conversations. You're going to say something and be like, why'd I say that? It's going to happen. It's okay. But the more you fail, the better you're going to get. When I was one of the top closers in my area, and again, when I was using this, I would bump them to a video, triangle identification, 3-way call. Even when I was recruiting 10 people a week, I still did not do the selling. I was speaking at events all around my province, teaching people this. I was not selling. I was one of the top dogs in the area. I was not selling. So as a newbie, don't think you have to sell. That third-party credibility, even with my own results, if I flaunted my results to the person I met, again, oh, this guy's egotistical, right? I still leverage leaders. I leverage leaders that had less results than me. I just leveraged somebody that I could dock up. They don't have to be a god. They don't have to be a millionaire. They don't have to be a six-figure earner. They just have to have some kind of result that you can talk up. Oh yeah, this guy hit $500 a month in 1 week and he's growing fast. Like I'm trying to catch up with him and I just want to follow his steps. So by the time I catch up with him, he's going to be a step ahead of me. This guy's a hustler. I just talked up a night. It doesn't have to be a huge leader. Don't get it twisted. You don't need a big leader. You just need somebody. So again, know every time you fail, you're getting closer to being really good. Every no is closer to a yes. And the more you practice, the more yeses you're going to get consistently. And it becomes a game. After a while, it became a game of cat and mouse in the conversation. I started having fun with it. Like those 1 to 2 hours, they were painful at the start, but they became a game at the end. And it's when this becomes a game, that's when you start recruiting like a madman and you aren't even selling. Yeah, you could sell snow to an Eskimo like that. Well worth staying awake for. Awesome. So here's a couple key points from that same book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In person or on a call or voice message, smile. They'll tell you're smiling. In person, obviously, they'll tell you're smiling. But on a call, your voice will sound different if you're smiling. Smile. Be happy. If you're not happy before the voice message, everyone on this call should have some kind of thought they can put in their head to make them happy. Some kind of memory, some kind of dream, some kind of anything. Think about that, then send the message. Get in a happy place. No one wants to network you if you sound like a problem. Don't be a fucking problem. Be light at the end of the tunnel for them. Be happy. They're not going to want to be around you if you're negative. Yeah, that book, great. It's amazing. Second lesson I teach, remember a person's name. Become genuinely interested in other people. Be a good listener. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. Well, how do you find those out? F.O.R.M. I just taught you. No excuse. There's no reason you should not be able to find out someone's interest. Whether you guys are very similar or not, I have got people to look at information and join my team, and we were not similar in the slightest, but I was able to move the conversation to make it about them to the point they felt alike. You understand? Yeah, tailor the conversation around their interest. That's when you're using F.O.R.M and you're trying to find things they like and try to find their pain points and then pry on them. Like when you find out they have a daughter, talking about their daughter. Well, what does she do? Is she in dance? Is she ballet? Like, what does she do? Well, what does she like? People love talking about their kids. That's tailoring the conversation around their interests. While you do that, you can find out interest. Maybe he's going to say, yeah, I wish I had extra money so I could take her to Disneyland. She really wants to go. Pain point, whammy. Hey, Jonathan, what if I knew a way that you could get more time with your daughter, be around there for those special moments, and it could lead to you paying for a trip for Disneyland, not out of your job income? Would that be cool? Would you be interested? Could I get 10 minutes of your time? Yes, yes, and yes. Does that make sense? Does that answer the tailor the conversation around their interests? Perfect. Awesome. And again, make the other person feel important, but do it sincerely, truthful. Again, there's always something good you can say about everybody. Find something good to say. Even a random person, clothing article, the way they walk, maybe it looks like they work out. If guy works out, you're like, whoa, dude, you're jacked up. They love talking about that. They love people noticing what they did because it takes a lot of work to get that big. So they like recognition for that. It makes them feel important. Makes them feel like all that time they just put in is valued somewhere. Whether you're a guy or girl saying it to them, doesn't matter. Just say it sincerely if you sincerely feel that way, right? Honesty marketing is the most powerful thing and it'll keep retention. If you go around and you don't do honesty marketing, people will leave. And that's it, guys. That's everything I got here. I think there's another presentation, yeah, starting in 9 minutes. So is there any questions, concerns? Anyone got anything they want me to break down on this before we get off the call? Stop sharing video here. Thank you, bro. You killed it. Thank you. Appreciate it. I just want you guys to win. I'm sure most of you guys on this call aren't even in my downline. I don't care. I just want you guys to win. I see why you and Damon are friends. Yeah. Incredible. Thanks. You should upload this in Founders Legacy. I'm making a copy on our training site, and Darren is more than welcome to take a copy. I believe the more people that have the information, the better. And by you guys getting more sign up, don't take away from my sign ups and vice versa. So I'm down for all you guys winning. Hey guys, Mike here, and thank you for watching my video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to even check it out. Subscribe below so you can join me, and together we can see the whole world. Like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Comment below what you like the most and where I should go next. Hit those social media buttons. Go to createyourownfreedom.net so you can see more. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the next country. I remember, guys. Love your life or change it.